SnareBurger.
One SnareBurger coming up! SnareBurger! Hey, you guys!
Alright, in a works. We'll see what we get. It's kind of noisy, but we'll see what we get.
Yeah, my dog's Mexican.
Welcome back to SnareBurger, everybody.
yeah.
We're here again.
I'm decimating the PC
We're at the
walls
Mad Moose Saloon tonight. We're missing drama, but we picked up Rick Morin.
Yes. Yeah, so I've never met this drama guy.
No, never?
No, you guys always say drama.
Yeah. He's away on business, as usual. And good Man at Work album, by the way. And he's supposed to call in.
I love him.
But we'll see. If he calls in, he's going to call my phone, so that's going to not work.
Oh.
Because if he calls my phone, we're not going to be able to record it.
That's true. Just put it in the voicemail, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell him to call one of you guys.
Okay.
To call in. So I did do, I don't know if you've listened to any of the podcasts, but while I was on the road, I managed to interview another drum tech, and that was the last episode I just posted on Monday, the 35-minute episode. Yeah. And they did record something while I was gone, but I haven't listened to it yet. And John said it was all talking about cars.
There was some drum talk in there.
I don't know. Remember I asked you if we were going to edit that
See
one?
the one where I was talking to Marisa Tomei, and it turned into, she had her friend over, and I never thought this would happen to me. Wait, this is Penthouse Forum, right?
Wrong one.
No, so no, they're the one. I think when I was
looking for a car.
still in my shit,
Yeah.
and now that I have one, I can.
Relax now.
Relax
No
a
more
little
cars.
bit. No more car talk. Although, what'd you get? So here we go.
Oh boy.
Scroll up on your text. I got a RAV4.
Not a RAV4. Like Butchie.
To be like
every
Butchie.
year. Instead of a HHR like me.
No.
It's not a car?
Yeah.
I've had a patched up, torn head gasket. So could get a month, could get a year.
So gigging, he's been renting cars.
Since November. It was like $1,500.
Yeah. The things you do to play gigs.
Oh yeah. So you've been renting a car to go play?
Just for gigs. I probably could have driven, but I don't want to be stranded far away.
Yeah, that's true.
But apparently there's no difference, so I may as well have. And had the dignity of $1,500. I could have kept. Yeah. So
There's a bad investment.
what's that?
It's a needed investment, but a bad investment.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's like it's funny. The pricing. Thank you. The pricing on rental cars is not even based on any standard. It could be $30. It could be $72. And it's just not necessarily on a weekend, like the day you think would be expensive. It's just like, Someone from Enterprise just spins a wheel and then types it in the website.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to rent U-Haul?
It's funny. It occurred to me after.
They're not bad.
It occurred to me, $20, right?
Well, but then they get you on, I think it's like a 30 or 40 mile radius or something.
Yeah, they get you a mileage.
And then they'll slam you.
Then I'd be driving on two wheels to. No. Yeah, you would get bitten that way, but because I don't really have any local gigs, so it's like minimum 60-mile round trip.
Where you been in Boston or up north?
Boston or north of Portsmouth, Nashua, York.
Yeah, York. That's a cool place, mate.
York is, but not the York Beach is just. Maybe I've been there too much, but
I surfed there because we have a place like right down there for the summer.
yeah.
So I surfed there.
I think if you have a place like it's probably very nice, but as far as hanging out at York Beach, places I go, it's like it looks like every other Old Orchard, which looks like Nantasket.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where the games are.
In on the Blues, which is right across from where the games
I'm
are.
talking. We go to the other place, the other York, the Long Beach.
Oh, is there
It's
another?
called Long Beach. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The kids like surfing at that place that you're talking about, but it's usually when people aren't there. It's kind
It looks very nice.
Yeah.
But right where I play, it's like where all the
So where do you
campers
play?
are, and it's what's that?
What's it called? The place?
In on the Blues.
I know where that is.
In on the
I
Blues.
didn't even know they had bands there.
They apparently don't know either. The stage is like the size of this table. So I don't use a ride cymbal, and
Is that a cajon gig?
no. I'm trying to get rid of mine. I can't stand the cajon thing anymore. It's been overdone, so I just want to get.
It has been overdone.
I'm just gonna play the one conga I have, and I'm just gonna do this. Occasionally, I'll do a palm.
They're still cool though. I mean, you get a kick pedal on it.
Then you have a small drum set, because the pedals for those things to do that are like a few $100. So it's like you might as well get a small kit.
Cheap pedal. And I bought the kick pad.
Oh yeah.
It was like $30 investment, and then I played backwards. That's interesting. The
Yeah.
heel.
Okay.
Yeah, the one with the wire. I already went through 2 of those from LP.
Which was?
The LP ones.
Oh, yeah.
The kick pedals. So I just used my heel. I play backwards.
Did you see that? It might be new. Pearl put out another cajon, but one with like a bass drum pad on it or something.
I saw that.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
What's the idea with that though? Is it an actual head that's
think
on it? Do you know?
I don't know. I saw it like in a picture. I didn't know.
Yeah. It almost looks like a
seen it.
practice pad on a
Yeah.
cajon.
I thought it was like what you thought. I'm like, did they put a skin?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a hybrid?
So how much further until you're reinventing the drum kit?
What do you mean, the cajon?
The cajon. Because now they have a hi-hat thing. No. Like there's mission creep going
Probably
on.
more money
Like
than that.
they're selling a thing for simulate hi-hats.
Right.
Just bone up and get one of those cute CB700 toy kits and just go to town. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'll tell you what's cool though. The cajon is the DW mini hat. You ever see that? Yeah, it's like this high. Yeah. It's awesome. Oh. I thought that would be so cool to even just have on a drum kit. Yeah.
A DW Mini.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
Like a pedal and the cymbal. Yeah. And you take, but you wouldn't put like full size high.
Yeah.
You put like
But the drink holder pulls it over though. That's a problem.
You'd really be reinventing with that. But I was telling Pete, we were having a conversation. I have the Roland cajon that I use in the shows all the time now. So it has like 60 things I can pull up.
You have
It's
trigger
electronic.
inside of it.
Yeah, it's a trigger. It's awesome. But now I heard they're not making it anymore. So if it takes, I'm screwed.
How much was it?
$350,
See, that would
which
be.
isn't bad.
That's actually cool because you could actually then do your just different sounds to the conga. But the only thing is, how much back posture is just going out of whack by everyone sitting like this for 3 sets? It's so.
the only thing I have is that I can't play that all night. No. For one,
In your
I
hands.
can play the cajon. I can play the cajon for maybe an hour, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Either my hands.
See
are done or
John's
my
hands
back's
at his
done.
gig?
So to play that all night. Who's that?
Like the cartoon hands.
Remember Charlie Brown when
John.
he cut his thumb on the opening the can of dog food and his thumb would go like womp womp womp. That's what your hands feel like when you play a
Well,
cajon.
you hit wood.
Yeah, slamming on wood.
I like it. I mean, I think within in a show I play it 5 times.
The Roland one you're talking about though, how many pads does it have on it?
It doesn't have any pads.
There's no pads.
It's a cajon with a sensor.
Oh, sensors.
So you depending, like if you hit it up top,
Okay.
you get different sounds. And if you
Okay.
hit it in the middle, it's a different sound.
That's smart.
But
Pretty smart.
they can overtake each other because of the vibration.
Okay,
so you
yeah.
really got to practice
They can trigger each other.
to learn how to trigger it right.
Yeah.
But once you get it down, I mean, I
Does it have built-in sensitivity settings
Yes.
and all that? It does.
and volume, and then it has a speaker built
Okay.
in. So you
So
got
you don't have to
play.
so you don't have to play as hard. So you don't have to. You don't have
That's
to
why
work
I
as
got
hard.
it. Yeah. You don't have to work at all. If the
Okay.
if the monitors are up, as long as the guy has your monitors
Yeah,
are up,
yeah.
so the band can hear it.
Sure.
It's a fun little toy. And I think it's well worth the money. But like I said, somebody told me they're not. Guitar Center guy told me Mike at Guitar Center said they're not making them anymore. So
I
kind
wouldn't.
of sad.
I'd call Sweetwater and check first.
Yeah, right.
before
Yeah,
Guitar
call
Center.
Sweetwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember?
Are they the same though?
Sweetwater Guitar Center?
No, musician's friend.
Oh, that's
Oh, musician's
Remember
friend,
when
yeah.
a night hit that? He had an intro where he called Guitar Center
Yes.
for the Phil Rudd Rug-a-lug.
signature.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Tug of rug.
Making complete bullshit items and like the yes man typical Guitar Center. I live for my profit after gross margin has been reached after 90 hours. And he's like, yeah, we got that. And it's like, you don't. You don't have that.
Rug, tug of rug, tug of rug, something like that.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, let me see. And he can hear typing like he's looking it up. Like,
Yeah, we got that. It sounds familiar.
The Kurt Mascara ashtray, custom ashtray. That's how they custom, ashtray, cigarette holder
Steve
ashtray.
had one too.
Yeah, he had a bunch of them. He does some funny shit on there.
Gadgetron, Gadgetron or something. I forget what it said.
He just makes stuff up. He actually, I haven't heard of that one. Maybe it's, let me look it up for you.
I think it's back ordered.
Yeah.
That's why you got to find a guy that you can trust.
Right.
Like I think you guys know Mike down at this one in North Attleboro.
Mike? Yeah, I know Mike.
You know Mike, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He kind of knows.
Been there for a long time.
Yeah, he's been there. So that's why I just wait. Like I ask him, when are you working?
Yeah.
Because at least I go in there and don't waste. Because now DeCenzo's not happening for a long since Andy left. I mean, I grew up at that store. So.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's a whole. That's a whole paradigm shift away. I mean, even when they moved to South Shore, the whatever vibe or whatever feelings you get when you walking into the
It
Stenzo's
didn't seem
was
the same once they left.
it wasn't. And Mr. DeCenzo passing away doesn't help either. So it's just sort of like that whole thing was gone.
Yeah.
The whole like kind of a epicenter of the networking.
Is Stan still teaching there?
Probably. Last I knew he was.
So weren't you talking about Dave recently, what Dave DeCenzo was doing? What was he up to lately?
I mentioned him from time to time, but I don't know what he's doing.
Because he was with Groban for a while, right?
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah, he
Groban?
was like world tour with him.
Yeah, and then he wasn't, so I don't know what happened there.
I just heard just rumors that he just wanted to be back home. He has children. And,
Right. That makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Look what you do. I mean, if you had a family, that'd be tough.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, a lot of the guys that are on our crew and all that, they do. They have
They do, huh?
families,
They're just gone and
It's like the traveling salesman days.
The monitor guy for Godsmack on this one has done monitors for us before. This was, by the end of this tour, he was out for 78 days straight. We did 32 or 33 or something.
Right.
But he was out for, he had a sign that he put a new number up every day. Day 75, day 76. And he's been doing this twice as long as I have, at least. And he's got a son at home and a wife, and that's how he makes his money. So
no, you got to do it.
yeah, it's his job.
Yeah,
You know?
I hear you.
And a lot of these guys, even the band too. Like Michael, the singer, had a baby 2 years ago now, or almost 2 years ago. And if he can't bring them out, he's gone a while, in between. So he tries to bring them out. He brought him out for it's not his wife, it's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He brought them out for the 6 U.S. shows, and then they went home, and they didn't do any of the Canada stuff. So I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, when we do Europe, they'll probably be with us, but the next U.S. run's even longer, so I don't know. Unless he can bring them with us, which he might decide to do that.
Where are those guys from?
Denmark. Yeah, except for Rob, the guitar player, is from New York. So he used to play with Anthrax. He was in Anthrax for like 12 years.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah, so he's a New York guy. But he's floating. He doesn't even have an apartment. He got rid of. Yeah, he hasn't had an apartment for like 3 years.
He's always on the road.
Yeah, he'll stay in LA because he produces too, so he'll stay in LA and do a record, or he'll go shack up with some chick somewhere or whatever. He'll stay with his folks in New York.
A lot of mail forwarding is going on there.
Yeah, I would think.
But yeah, what's like what you said? What's the point of paying the rent if you're not there?
You're never there. You're not paying for a place to keep the stuff. I mean,
No, I hear you.
I mean, that was my situation when these guys were touring really hard. Was me putting my stuff in storage in California, because why bother? Like, why am I going to pay rent? I'll pay $100 a month to put my stuff in storage.
Where'd you stay in between?
I crashed here, or I went to Seattle to see my buddy Thomas, or I stayed with my old roommate in California, who got another place for their boyfriend. You know, so it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Because these guys were touring hard at that time. I mean, it was 8 months out of the year that they were out. And then there was a lull, and it started to make sense for me to try to get a place again.
Yeah.
At that time, my dad got sick and all that happened, so it kind of segued into me coming back here instead of getting a place back in LA and all that, but it makes sense for some people, to just kind of float in between. If it's only a month or two.
Right.
Then
I think it's cool,
Yeah, if you could do it.
You can do it. I think it's awesome. Travel, whatever you do.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I don't know. I won't do it forever, but I'll do it as long as I can physically do it and mentally do it, I guess. I was telling somebody today that when you get off the road, there's an acclimation period. Like, you got to try to reacclimate to your surroundings again, because you're so used to every day you're living out of a suitcase, or you're living on a bus or a hotel room or whatever, and you get in that kind of a rhythm, and then it's gone. And now you're back to your normal everyday life type of thing, and you have to reset a little bit.
What a musical little paraphrasing that is. You have a set rhythm, and then you have to ad-lib.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't really. It's like there's an adjustment period, when you get back.
Yeah.
And I try not to just jump into something immediately the first day I'm back. Try to decompress a little bit, figure stuff out, make sure I am actually home.
No, that would make total sense. Speaking of that, that was a great picture. I told you on the bus when I saw that picture on Instagram.
Which picture was it?
I woke up. I think you were in British Columbia.
With the mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I drove to Alaska
British
once.
Columbia, yeah.
And I went through British Columbia, and when I saw it,
Pictures I sent you.
You did that fishing thing for a summer? Is that what you did?
Me? I went
Alaska?
I went kayaking through Alaska, and then out to Kodiak Island, salmon fishing. I spent the whole summer out, traveling.
Wow. Nice. Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. What year was that? What did you do?
Oh my God, I was only in like 8th, 9th grade.
Oh, wow.
I went with a family that was from Alaska. They said, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, all right. So I hooked a ride.
Some random, you met them at a drive-through?
I was dating their daughter, so I was kind of surprised they let me go.
They wanted to see if you were what you're made of.
But it was a cool experience. But British Columbia is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I woke up, 9 a.m. or whatever. I woke up and got up, and I didn't expect to see that. And it was a nice surprise, but it was fucking winter again. I'm like, what the?
Oh yeah, the snow. Yeah.
That was what
Fucking snowing.
it's in May, and
Yeah, it's fucking May, people. It's May.
Well, I lived out west for a long time. I lived in Utah, and it's still snowing.
Yeah.
Because I lived right near Snowbird, so we're at a high elevation.
Right.
And it'd be like, everybody's like, oh, it's summer. I'm like, oh, man, we're still like out and dumping. It's crazy. The winters are a lot longer.
They are.
And the older I get, I'm not like enjoying as much.
less and less of the winter.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad this winter, right? We had a couple storms.
Yeah, but it's been on the street.
All the rain, though, the rain's been insane out here. No doubt. I heard the whole month I was gone, it was just fucking rain.
Asshole, that's what you do.
That wasn't me.
I think about this all the time. Like, where else would I want to live? Like, if I could pick somewhere, I have a tough time.
Every area has its thing.
Every area has its issues. Whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, volcano. I mean, you name it. You go or just weirdos, or nothing around.
Tennessee.
Carolinas are pretty
Popular
between.
Everybody says Florida, but I don't think I want to go. I mean, I guess it would depend where. I mean, I've only been maybe either northern Florida or Gulf, maybe the Gulf side or something. But
I forget what it was, but if floods happen and Miami's gone, the North Florida apparently is like more resilient. I don't know what, how, or why, but I kept hearing people say North Florida. But
I love California, but I don't know if I could live out there. I like Northern California. I don't know if I could live out there. expensive.
Where do you live?
Long Beach.
Long Beach, because I lived in LA for a year. That was kind of hard.
Yeah, LA is hard.
I didn't like
It
it.
is hard. No, I didn't like it either.
So what kind of gigs you doing? Like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you doing for work? GB?
I'm not. It'd probably hang on that, you know, but.
Somebody else is going to be getting it.
Thank you.
It's interesting because I don't. Of the original music, I just played for Ed stuff, but the original music.
Ed Hershey is a guitar player in town. Yeah. And I've been recording stuff for him at my place, and he came in and did a drum track for Ed.
Nice.
Well, he might be here today. He's going to stop by tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, it was fun
posted
and
that.
challenging, but like.
You said you were tracking with him. I saw that. Yeah.
But for the most part, either people don't write, or I want nothing to do with what they're writing.
Right.
We're all facing this, you know.
It's hard to invest.
Go play for whomever. Who
couple
needs a
years.
drummer? You know.
It's hard to invest. I used to invest a couple years into an artist, like Katrin and all those bands.
I remember that,
It's hard
yeah.
to do that now. Like, you can't.
What if you didn't believe in
An
the music?
original artist.
How hard
it's
would that be to do? Right? Like you couldn't do it just because, well, I really should. It's like you have to.
No, you
That's
gotta
the
really
core of
like
it.
what's going on.
Right.
Plus, you gotta, like, I watched the scene, or say right here in Rhode Island. It's like 4 bands playing. A lot of times it's just the musicians supporting the musicians.
Right.
So nobody's like buying your CD. The scene's kind of crazy. It's really upside down. When I remember, I'm 55 now. When I was playing, we were like playing all originals a long time ago. Clubs were hiring you for it. Now it's taboo. Taboo.
Yeah, it's true. Taboo, yeah.
You gotta mix it.
I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even worried about if I'm necessarily going to make money. I used to be like that, and I still am in a way. It depends on how it's presented to you. But if I like the music and it was an opportunity I wanted, I'll not worry about that, you know. But yeah, and I think it makes me wonder, where is it all going? Because it's all going online. But
What, music online?
well, original music, period. I think. I think everyone everywhere
Online
has
is
this problem.
Online's insane. You and I had this conversation. It's like Drum Olympics, where, and then you got the old school guys saying it's about groove, chambers. I mean, you hear all these guys, they're on YouTube now. You guys, it's about playing with a band. It's about
Yeah,
this,
but
it's
we're
about
not
that.
watching Dennis Chambers is awesome at everything.
I'm just using him as an
You could
example.
take a poop and it would somehow be
Right.
amazing. Anyway,
I don't want to.
yeah, we don't want to follow that lead. But people don't know him because he plays a groove.
I know that.
Yeah, it's sad.
Like Tony Williams, it's because he force-fed you a sandwich and you liked it. You know, it's like that's an experience. Going to see him with like Mike Stern every
What
year.
about Bernard Purdie? People still know him.
Yeah,
I think he's still popular, in a way.
but he's not a simpleton either. He does some pretty sophisticated stuff. I mean, it's not.
But it's groove oriented.
Okay, he wears red sometimes. It's like, yeah, but
He what?
he wears red sometimes. Meaning, okay, but I guess the supposition being that groove-based means it has to therefore be rather simple, and it's
Well, I guess you could say that. I'm not going to argue with that. But you're right. I actually got a chance to open up for him doing a clinic, and I forgot who was. Well, Don was there, Famularo.
yeah.
And but he's a friend of mine. That's why we were there.
Where was that at?
That was at. Oh my God, it was years ago. It was in Rhode Island somewhere at a high school. It was a big drum clinic.
Yeah.
And they had a couple heavy metal guys in there, and I forget their names. Ripping drummers. And you got Dom. You guys know. He rips on his drum
Yeah,
solos.
Dom Famularo.
And then Bernard Purdie comes up. He
Yeah.
starts with the halftime shuffle, talking to the audience. He got the crowd more involved than all these guys with all these drums going a million miles an hour, and he's just going, and
I think talking and drumming at the same time
but
is
then
pretty
people
freaking
tried to
hard.
clap what he was doing, and it's like, wait a minute, where is he? So I don't know.
One of the best clinics I went to was Bernard.
Yeah.
Bernard was awesome.
So that's what I mean. I just think it's, that old school is kind of cool. And I believe me, I love the young stuff. I mean, it's crazy. Metal drumming, those guys are like rudimentary geniuses.
I don't feel anything. I know, but I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Same with Charlie Parker, and that I feel nothing. I know it's great, but I'm never. Well, just like stuff that you feel like you're supposed to be enthusiastic about, but I really would rather put on some of my old records. They have stuff that I love. Rather, Anika Niles. Everyone's
Annika Niles.
about her, and she's wonderful.
You know her?
I don't. I'd have to look her up.
Annika Niles. Yeah. Well, number one, everyone's like, there's this big boom in female drummers, right?
Oh, and then Drumeo did it last night. They I'm good for now. Thanks. They put that, what's her name, who the dark-haired chick who does
Natal?
Oh,
Is it her?
I just put why.
She's been blowing up. I don't.
It's these things.
I know.
And they're not even like.
The female thing is blowing up right now. Female drummer.
It is.
Yeah.
But yet,
Funny you said that on Instagram. It's crazy.
I feel like if I was a woman drummer, I would feel like, good girl drummer. You're good. That's the whole point. You're not supposed to think that way anymore.
Right.
But yet we're reintroducing it by making such a big deal about girls that we don't realize we're more attracted to than we really even listen to what they do.
Yeah, but then you
Annika Niles is pretty damn
But then you
good.
go back to Sheila E., Cindy
Blackman.
She ripped.
Yeah,
But I mean,
but she played for Prince, and you got to see her in context of music that she created.
right.
Music being the key point.
That's what I'm
And she
saying.
is awesome. She could blow almost every drummer away, but that's not the angle.
that this other girl's going in.
No, I mean, look at like Benny Grabber or those kinds of guys. Like they get because they are doing their thing and people like it. But if they played to songs, we would be like, whatever. But to girl, I think a lot of people have a hard time admitting that that's why they wow over a drummer is just, oh, she's attractive. It's a biological thing. Just acknowledge it, put it aside, and you'll realize you might think a little differently. So they were pushing Maytal Cohen last night on Drumeo, and I just don't get it. So on Drummer's Cafe, he what's his name? Who runs it? He was doing a Hit Like a Girl contest. And all you got was hit like a girl, hit like a girl. So already it's the same thing. If you're seeking equality in general, you should cease distinguishing people for their gender over their abilities as a drummer.
Yeah.
So it was, all right, I actually had a Facebook account at one point. I said, after he chose a winner. And I made a jocular comment. Oh, pretty good for a girl. And he came back. I don't think he knew it was me because he kind of knows me. He says, well, that was sexist. And I took a PDF, made a montage of hits like a girl, this is like girl. It's like, hits like a girl. I said, good for a girl. Nowhere in there can you find anything like you can't make something of it. That was the whole basis of your goddamn foray. Just deal with it. And on top of that, it was a stupid comment just because it wasn't funny, not because it was possibly offensive, because it wasn't. It was just stupid. So it was just like, I think it's part of the cultural insanity, but you know. Like, I never knew there was a problem. Yeah, I know that women have had to work a little harder in the industry, but the last thing they need to do is for you to note how cute they are, their boobies, and it's not going to help them. I'm gonna get a bikini and
I don't know what to watch anymore.
video.
There's too much stuff out there. I don't know what to watch anymore.
information
And
overload.
every time, even with Instagram, right? You know, if you put the sound on and you scroll through and you get a bunch of drum stuff, it fucking sounds the same to me. It's people blazing. It's like, it's been that way for decades. That they just get on there and they blaze. They all sound the same. They all sound the same to me.
I'm glad you said that because I think sometimes I'm getting older and I'm getting more, thick-headed or, oh man. But you're right. I mean, I like originality. I like hearing a drummer saying, that's Ringo Starr, that's Keith Moon, that's, whatever, I can't think of Dave Matthews Band, who's, that's him playing drums. That's what I like. That's, Gad. Although there's a lot of imitations now.
You know what's fun to listen to or watch is when people play along with the dialogue of a TV show. It's actually one of the things I'll watch.
I've seen that, like, to video games too, or something like that. They'll play.
Yeah, but to dialogue is cool because there's absolutely no backbone or no rule about what. There's one guy who does a few videos on scenes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I like anyways. And then seeing this guy drum to it, and like the choices he makes for how he intimates the sound or that word, it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's overload. It's hard to.
That's a cool idea.
Pat Benatar.
It's not
She's
like
just on American Idol.
she's awesome.
Oh, is she really?
She rips.
She's still got it. I used to see her like even so recent.
I saw
Her and
her
her
in
husband.
concert years ago, and
She's still.
she opened up for Cougar. Cougar opened up for her, John Cougar. She just
Oh wow, you
ripped.
saw her back in the early 80s?
Oh yeah.
That would have been with Myron? Myron Grombacher playing?
The drums.
Children of the
Yes.
Corn? Yeah, yeah.
Guy ripped.
Awesome drummer.
Yes. Matter of fact, it's funny you said that
Terrific
because in that concert, she kept just turning around and saying, "This is the guy," compliments like all night long.
Nice.
And he was just ripping.
A very animated drummer, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was wicked animated, but just so tight. Good arena drummer.
Yeah.
Lots of energy. Because back then, that was just a big sound.
Who is he?
Myron Brownbacher.
Oh, Myron, yeah.
Friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wonder where he is
And he had, and what's his name was playing with Cougar, John Cougar at the
Yeah,
time.
Arnold.
Yeah, he was just ripping out.
And not for nothing, but after he had left or got kicked out or whatever,
I heard that he got.
it just never felt the same again. Like you listen to the songs after that,
Yeah.
and there's a considerable difference. You listen to the music, yeah. Which is, amazing, but you change the singer, you change the drummer in a band.
Right.
It's a different band.
Exactly.
The way it is. And I think that's across the board.
Right.
It doesn't matter what
Right,
band.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's just, amazing anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the same with, what's his name from Zeppelin, the singer. He's out,
Plant?
what's the band he's in now?
Robert Plant?
What is it called?
Well, Robert Plant sounds
Yeah.
somebody?
Well, what's the band he's in now? He has a name. Those guys, they do Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
I caught him on
Mighty,
TV one night.
the Mighty Rearranger. No, he has a different name for him every time, every album.
Right. Well,
does, really?
whoever the band is and the drummer,
Great, yeah.
he doesn't even try to do what Bonham does. And it still sounded like, I was like, wow. Matter of fact, I've seen him play in concert. I liked him more now at this
Yeah.
age than I did back years ago.
He's a real, every solo album of his is different, and I love it. Jeff Beck is like that too. They just do something like, they don't sit on one sound that they succeeded with.
But they also have the resources to have anybody back them up to make that sound,
No, but I mean, that's how you know they're also real songwriters. They don't, they do what they feel like, and like that's how cool is that? I've never seen him solo though, which is crazy. Robert Plant.
Are you gigging with a band right now?
Yeah.
What band?
Jeebus with a Twist.
Oh, right.
Yeah, man. Playing all over the place, so we've been doing really well. We're playing theaters, like 300-400 seaters.
Yeah, nice.
So
Is it multiple times a month, or is it how long?
yeah. We average like some months aren't as heavy as others, but it's usually 4 gigs a month.
Yeah, okay.
And
That's good, yeah.
and it's big stuff, you know, like, not big, middle road, you know, not when I would be big, but I mean, like we have to sell tickets.
Yeah.
And festivals, we play some big festivals. We opened up for one of the guys from Journey last year, 2 years ago.
Greg Raleigh?
I don't know who he was, to be honest with you. I don't know the name.
Is it mostly northeast, or you guys go?
No, we're just staying from like Rhode Island to Boston and a little further out. We just stay in the area.
Yep.
And it's just too hard for everybody. Like me and George are the only ones that are full-time musicians.
Right.
So it's hard for the rest of them to like pack up. So I do a bunch of other stuff when I'm not playing with them.
Did you have a part in that record George released? That woman, I can't remember her name. It was a CD that just came out. That
One
George.
Screw Loose?
Yeah, with I think actually Matt Demick played drums on it, maybe, or worked with George on it. The female artist. I noticed it. I noticed the poster at White's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much work. George is doing a solo album right now on his own.
Oh, he is? Okay.
He's playing all the instruments.
Yeah, okay.
But all the other stuff, I'm pretty much the drummer for.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, over the years, George and I have been like,
Yeah, how many years has it been now?
oh my God, 20 years.
Yeah, at
together.
least, right?
So he's been in every project that I've been in. 'Cause he's an amazing ranger.
Right.
Plus a good guitar player.
Right.
A singer. So he's with Divas with me. He's done all the rhythm and shit with me. We did some broad. I played with Betty Buckley, Shirley Jones. I brought George with me.
Yep.
We played with Charlie Mariano.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a famous, well, he died, but he was like a big jazz guy. He played with all the legends. I did a concert with him, and then I was touring with an Indian band, and I brought George on board. We were just doing the whole Connecticut, New England scene.
Okay.
And we did this huge show at Hatshell in Boston.
Yeah.
And George was all of that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he was playing with Vita and tabla players.
Was he really?
Oh yeah, and I'm like, so they were like with me. I had a small little kit and some world percussion, and all they would say to me, they're like, Rick, ring the funk. So they're all going, tackety, and I'm just going.
Yeah.
So that was years ago, but it was. It's been quite a trip with him.
Yeah. I mean, we've all known each other for a long fucking time now.
Since before the war.
Just before the war.
I mean, I worked with you when Mike was here.
Downtown.
Yeah.
That was 90s.
Oh my God, we did some clinics.
Mid-90s probably.
We did clinics with Dave, right?
What's that?
We did some clinics with Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and John worked there too. As well.
Where?
Oh, downtown. When we were downtown. Is that when you
were
started
here
with White's?
downtown?
No, you started with White's, right?
Oh, I don't remember
Was
that.
it when I went to Dallas?
When the drum was upstairs.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
drum room
shit.
upstairs. That's right.
Before it went downstairs
I
to
didn't know you
to the drive-through area.
I always related you up in Quincy.
Senzo's. You're doing both. You're doing both, right?
I did both for like, well, since 2002 to when I stopped teaching at the Senzo's, which was 2012, I think. The year my car came out.
Oh, shit. It's new car.
With you like in early like
New to him.
or something.
No, what?
Right? I was doing lessons with you.
Yeah.
Me and my boss Joe.
That's right, yeah.
That's right.
We were doing
Where are we doing percussion now? Where are we doing drum set?
just percussion, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the student he had long reddish hair? So we
Show me
talked
a
about
picture
this.
of him.
Yeah. What was his name?
I don't remember, but I recognize him.
I saw him over at East Street one night. He's short hair now. But he recognized me and he was talking to me. I knew exactly who he was.
Oh, wait a minute. The kid playing Go Home?
No, that's Aaron Bedard.
Oh, it was Aaron. Yeah,
That's Aaron Bedard. I think he's taking lessons with all of us at one point.
Aaron?
Aaron Bedard.
Oh, yeah.
No, the other guy. He was an older student of yours at the time. He was older than all the other kids.
Yeah.
And I showed you the picture.
Think of over the years, how many students you must have had over the years. How do you keep track? You can't.
It's funny. I mean, Tyler's in one of my students is in New York. He's toured already. He's been touring drumming.
Yeah.
I got another guy he's toured, and it's funny. Then I got Seth, who works for me now with Rhythm Room. He does most of all my workshops for me. Because the ones, I mean, they're so long. Some of them I just like say no, I don't want to do them anymore. So it's pretty cool. I mean,
I don't teach as much as I used to anymore because I've been just doing the other stuff, but I love it. I mean, I think that's like probably, I think I got more nervous teaching than I do playing. Seriously.
Why is that? Why do you think?
Because it's like, oh my God, this is like, you're like influencing. You know?
I do too.
If I screw up a gig, I'm like, that's on me. If I screw up some kid's head, I'm like, oh my God, that sucks. I don't know. I
don't think you're going to screw up a kid's head these days. They have video games, computers, being overbooked by their parents. You have a lot of competition, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the whole